2025 is about to end, and right now we are going to enter 2026. Since last year, I think if every year I've changed different things about my life. However, what never really changed was my goals for my New Year's resolution. It usually consisted of three things. I want to do more, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to make money. However, yeah, it rarely pans out. And the thing is, 2005 was a year full of promise. There were a lot of things that I was really looking forward to. There was a lot of things that was moving. However, it became the opposite because I was unaware of my own personal shortcomings as well as things possibly not working the way it's supposed to. So there was a few things that happened this year. I didn't lose weight. I mean, I lost a bit of weight, but it wasn't much. I not making as much money as I would hope, but it's in the process. And I could say my business failed a few times, so now we're relocating into a better area. But that's part and parcel with progress, I guess. Yeah. 2025 was surprisingly not the worst year in my life. However, it wasn't really the best. I had relatives who died, I had relatives who got married. Yeah, eventful, but there were a few things I wish I could have done more. However, the conversation today is not really about that. It's about understanding that the new year doesn't matter. 2026 does not matter. Here's the problem. Every single time I've made a New Year's resolution, I always thought to myself, I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to change this. I'm going to make it better. I'm going to do things better. I'm going to make a difference in my life. And then I don't end up doing shit. That's the problem. That's the problem I face. Inaction. 2026 doesn't matter. 2025 didn't matter. 2024 didn't matter. 2023 did not matter. All the years before this did not matter because of the fact that I never took action. I almost failed my 20s until I realized that I can only do things and then I die. That's the thing that people don't really accept because you're going to die one day. I buried a few relatives this year. They had full of promise. They were young. They had ambition. They had things to do. They had responsibilities to look after. However, they died. They passed away. What did that tell me? Well, what it essentially told me was, I'm going to die one day. It doesn't matter if it's the new year. It doesn't matter if it's a new day. It doesn't matter if it's a new month, week, whatever, cycle, quarter. It doesn't really matter. What really matters is, what are you going to do? All the goals that you've had before this, you can't just suddenly change it. You got to make new goals. Really? You're going to make new goals? You got to make them, right? No, wrong. You got to stay with the same goals that you've had before this. Selagi kau tak capai, selagi tu kau jangan tukar. If you haven't achieved those goals, don't change them. Unless it's unreasonable goals. However, most goals are reasonable, I think. Questionable, I guess. However, I do believe in the fact that if you did not achieve what you wanted, don't suddenly change the goals. Change the way you're approaching the goals. Change the method that you're trying to achieve that goal that you have. Don't really change the goal per se, because how do you look like by the time you're dead? You have a thousand things that you never got done. How would you look like? My fear is that one day, not one day, when I die, when I'm being put to my death, and inshallah when I get to heaven and I'm facing Allah, Allah is telling me, Faris, I wanted you to do a lot more. I wanted you to do more in your life, not just do this. I had so much things to tell that I wanted you to achieve, but I mean, you did the bare minimum. I had this mindset back in uni and back in my studying days, and inshallah, I will continue studying one day when it comes to my higher education. It was the term selagi lulus ataupun janji lulus. Apparently, that's a term that was used by a lot of UITM students back in the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken, early 2000s, early 90s, late 90s. That term janji lulus was such a prevalent thing that I just told myself, you know what? I'm just gonna do the bare minimum. I'm just gonna do the bare minimum. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna do it, and then I'm gonna pass, and I'm gonna just live my life until I realize how negative that ideal is. You're doing the bare minimum. Why not achieve greatness? It depends on the goal, of course. However, I do believe that if you want to do something, you got to do it to the best of your abilities. If you don't, you're probably going to mess up. You're probably going to fuck up. You're probably not going to do well. You're probably going to tell yourself, no, this is all part of the plan. Bullshit. Bullshit. Do the best that you can with whatever you're given. Sometimes God gives you less and you have to do more. And you know what? Take it. Next year doesn't matter. Start today. I don't know how to tell you. I'm not really trying to tell anyone this, but this is just a reminder to myself. Start today. You've had these goals. Start today. Don't stop. Start today. What's really stopping you? What is actually stopping you? Well, I can't do this because I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this, I don't have that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, fair. But why is that really stopping you? Why must that stop you? You have to be able to do more with less. If someone has a full gym with all the machines in the world at his disposal, with a shitty attitude, he ain't gonna do much. However, if you have a pair of dumbbells and a barbell that you bought at Shopee for like 300 ringgit at like max, and you put your heart and soul into it, you're gonna have a physique better than that guy who has everything handed to him. And he's the one who's gonna ask you, how did you do it, bro? What machine did you do? Did you use? What machine did you actually, focus on? How did you get it? What was the approach? Barbells and dumbbells. The essentials. The basics. I've looked at myself in the mirror so many times when I look at what my life has gone and how my life has gone. And yes, I am only 27. However, I knew from a young age I was meant to do a lot of more things, and I'm not fulfilling that innate want. And honestly, I'm getting sick and tired of it. I gotta do more. I gotta do more. I'm 27 now. I don't have much time. A lot of people say, oh, it's okay. You're gonna get to your 40s. You're gonna do this. Well, some of my friends passed away when they were 25 and they thought the same thing. I could die tomorrow. I could die tomorrow. And inshallah, when I die, when I do get into Jannah, inshallah, everything will be all good, because this dunya is only temporary. But I'll be damned if I'm meant to do greater things and I don't do it, because that would make me die with something so painfully regretful that honestly I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I have to do this. Not for me at this moment, but for that 17, 13, 12-year-old boy who wanted to do it but never had the bravery. And now he's doing it. It didn't matter what year it was. It doesn't really matter what year is going to be. It doesn't really matter. What matters is, what are you going to do about it? Anyways, take care. Stay dangerous. and be well. Assalamu alaikum.